Good to see you.
Look, I'm back. And I'm on the job. That's all I want to say about it right now.
The crows cannot thank you enough. I cannot. Treviso stands. But Minrathous, it should not have been a trade.
Carving monsters, huh? Didn't figure you for an artist.
This? It's by necessity. If you know your enemy, their weak spots, maybe you live another day.
Well, when the army of miniature monsters invade, we'll know how to beat them.
Size is nothing. A Rygar can ruin your day with one bite. The poison swells your brain.
Ah, that could explain Solas.
Standard bestiaries are always some mage drawing things they've never seen, taking the piss out of it. They don't understand how when the hunt ends and you come nose to nose with an ogre, someone's going to die. So I'm making the real Monster Hunter manual.
Who you doing it for?
Balmor, that imbecile in Teventer, lecturing on things he doesn't know about. And Ludric over in Ravane thinks taking a rock wraith down with a lucky shot makes him a champion.
You'd think he'd know better. It's sculpting toy monsters that makes you a champion.
That's right. He never understood. You're a funny one.
I couldn't help it.
Okay, maybe I'm taking this a little far. But if you say you're an expert, show me some expertise.
Just remember it's spelled R-O-O-K. The heroine who took down the gods.
That chapter's going to be mine.
Where's the Gloom Howler?
Can't carve it till I know what it is. You want a piece of the Howler, boy?
Is he ready?
Was I ready the first time I fought a Hurlock?
Well, you're still alive.
I got my ass handed to me. Broke 4 ribs and cracked my jaw. Then I got back up and drove a blade through its skull. In this line of work, Asan and I are only as strong as the quarry we hunt.
Makes sense. He'll learn to fight by fighting.
I don't know another way. Out there in the world, you sink or swim.
Can a half lion, half eagle swim?
Don't know. Asan?
Which half was that?
Search me. Both halves share the same stomach.
Right. I'll see you around.
archive spirit you recovered.
What do you think of it, Professor?
It's a work of art.
Really?
Concatenating so much knowledge into a stable vibration folded into the Fade? Magnificent!
I just wish I could get at that knowledge.
Give yourself time, Balara.
We need to get some of this rubble cleared up.
That Morrigan still hasn't bought anything from me.
Rook, good job taking care of those darkspawn.
Balara, I need your help.
Elio, what's wrong?
Can you help? There are veil jumpers in the forest who have been gone too long. They were searching for relics. With the recent troubles, they could use a protective escort to bring those relics back to camp.
I'll start the search.
And I'll stay here, in case someone shows up.
There it is. That's the Veil Jumper camp. That relic just went off. What happened to that Veil Jumper? He was right here. Oh, this isn't good. We need to find him.
Get ready to fight.
One of those magical relics the Veil Jumpers were dealing with must be nearby. One relic down. More to go. Hard to believe these things are causing so much trouble.
You saved me. I'm saved. I'm alive. I was working on the relic and then everything went dark and quiet. It felt like nothing and nowhere. I'll catch my breath and make my own way back to camp.
There are others missing. We'll continue searching for them. Looks like another relic nearby.
Must get clear!
Damn. We were too late. That's probably one of the missing Veil Jumpers. Let's get that barrier down. Must be a magical relic causing this. Can anyone hear me? We're gonna get you out.
I kept calling and no one came. It felt like an eternity, and the shadows were so dark. So dark. But I'll be all right. I'll make my own way back to the camp.
Those magical relics is close. That's one less relic stirring things up.
Oh, thank the creators. Did Elio send you? I have to talk to him once I return to camp. It's so odd. I've seen relics like that before. I know how they work, but this one, it was wrong.
I think that's everyone. Let's get back to Elio.
they found more relics.
How do these things keep popping up?
I found most of your friends, but one didn't make it. I'm sorry.
We all know the risks, but it's still difficult when someone gets hurt. There's one last relic out there we never found. If you come across it, be careful. I think someone's meddling with the magic in Arlathan.
I'll try to be safe.
Usually have to dodge traps and fight spiders to see this much old elven stuff. Talk to Isabella if you want to sell any of it. She'll get you a good deal.
Spoken like a veteran treasure hunter.
Yep, for gold and glory. The lords make runs no one else can. Isabella's undies would catch fire if she saw all this.
Bet you deal with a lot of nasty traps during those treasure hunts.
Yep.
What's the most complicated one you've dealt with?
Old elven armory. Had letters on tiles. Probably supposed to spell out the name of a god or something.
Probably?
I don't read elven. Found handholds in the ceiling and swung across.
Well, that sounds more like a puzzle than a trap.
Ugh, puzzles.
You got the right idea going across the ceiling. Varric and I ran into an old elven puzzle once while hunting for Solas. There were these talking statues.
Riddles?
One only lied, one only told the truth, I think.
Ugh. What'd you do?
Varric gave them an autographed copy of his book. Turns out he's really popular in the Fade.
Nice.
So why do the Lords of Fortune care enough about dragons to have a dedicated dragon hunter?
Lots of great old crap ends up in dragon hordes.
Why do dragons care about gathering treasure? It's not like they go to the market.
Dragons like metals and gems. Anything glittery catches their eye.
So they're like really large magpies?
Kinda. And they live for centuries. Lots of time to gather a bunch of shiny crap. Plus all the gear carried by idiots who thought they could kill a dragon.
Feel free to use the ancient elven artifacts for weight training, but nothing leaves with you, okay?
Don't worry about that. The Lords of Fortune aren't thieves.
As a crow, I'm not the moral authority here, but if some lords don't think like you...
Nah. Anything we hunt is salvage. Old forgotten ruins and crap. And we make sure we're not screwing over a culture that lost it. That's what my mother does with the Kunari stuff.
How does the Ravani Royal Guard feel about the Lords of Fortune?
They used to complain about us. But that was before the Antam invaded Ravane.
And now, Ravane sees the benefits of having a bunch of heavily armed people on their side.
Same for the Pirate Armada. It's bigger than Ravane's official navy. But we're also helping save old artifacts. The Antam are burning ruins as they move south. We get artifacts out before the Antam destroy them. Magical stuff. Cultural stuff. Stuff you don't want to lose.
So your mother appraises Kunari artifacts the Lords of Fortune find?
Yeah. She tells them how rare something is. How much it might be worth. Also tells them if they found something cultural.
Cultural?
You know, important. Stuff you don't want going to some rich noble's collection. The lords send that stuff back to the Kunari in Parvalin. They pay the lords a finder's fee.
Interesting. The lords do all this out of the goodness of their hearts?
We do get paid. Name another job where you get danger pay for killing giant spiders.
Right. For gold and glory.
The lords are good people. They helped my mother when she came here from Kantar. She got here with nothing but me and the clothes on her back. Only skill she had was Qunari history. The Lords gave her work.
All right. I guess I'll just leave you here. A treasure hunter with all the priceless artifacts.
Okay, I was gonna go back to Ravane later. Got a thing to do for my mother. You can come along, if you want.
Do I need to be ready for combat? Or traps?
Nah.
All right. Just let me know when. It looks like our boy Hassan is feeling his oats. Or whatever griffins feel.
He's getting the hang of it. When he listens.
He seems to be able to handle himself so far.
You got lucky the Gloomhowler didn't tear you to pieces, boy. You wait for my command. We attack together. Then we can kill stuff like that.
Well, at least he's learning.
The instincts kick in. Griffins see darkspawn and it's a fight to the death. Like wolves hunting deer. Just need to corral it.
Never be a deer. Good to know.
He'd probably leave them alone.
Probably?
You and I see a deer. Maybe he sees venison souffle? Every muscle in him, every talon, every feather, honed into a killing machine. Hassan's ancestors took on archdemons.
Like his name says, he's an arrow.
Half lion, half eagle, with the instincts of both, griffins will always be hunters.
Just like his daddy Davrin.
I suppose we are our nature.
Not sure about that?
Most of my life I've hunted the darker things in the world. But caring for a griffin? What do I know about that? Yet here I am.
That's not so bad, is it?
Not the path I expected. Makes me wonder about Hassan, his brothers and sisters, still young, pure.
You're worried?
I'm responsible for the future of every griffin alive. I want it to be a good one. These animals live to fight, but I wonder if there's another path for them.
It's still early. Hassan's just a kid. Let him test the waters, see what shakes loose.
You mean like a parent?
Yeah.
Parents. A scary word. I'm supposed to be his bodyguard.
What do you think you've been doing this whole time?
Trying to ignore it. If I get myself killed by a Hurlock, that's on me. If it's Hassan, I just don't want to mess it up.
I think that's where trust comes in. That Turlum idea you keep talking about? Trust Hassan to find his way. Don't force things.
He's headstrong.
Good thing you are too.
Right. Thanks for the chat.
Minrathous. I cannot imagine what Neve feels.
Neve, settling back in.
More or less. Lots to catch up on, but when isn't there? I'm ready to get back to work. If we could skip the personal catch-up. Not the day for it.
Take all the time you need.
Another health remains between the facing gods.
How does this compare to the parts of the Fade you see in Arlathan, Melara?
A lot more stable, and not as noisy. Almost too quiet sometimes, actually.
Dweller, it is whole, restored.
Hey, you heard of the Hall of Valor? It's a fighting arena with the lords.
Interesting.
Just tell me when you're ready.
There's an interesting letter there, Rook.
An art merchant has information on the Antivan?
Mistress Trella would not waste our time. Visit her gallery, and ask her what the Antam are up to.
I promise he's not sending you just for some exposure to Antivan art.
Our patrons expect crows such as Rook to know a little about Treviso's artistic trends.
A journal? About seeing Venatori and crow meeting spots.
Intrigue beckons, surely.
Let's dig around some more.
Stock up with whatever you need. Come back soon.
You ever talk to Jacob?
You don't think highly of spirit magic, Lucanus, because of your experiences with a Venatori, I suppose.
Partly.
I assure you that performed with care, necromancy is no more harmful than any other magecraft.
There is a difference. Fire and ice spells kill people. They don't bring them back again.
What's so objectionable about a simple reanimation?
It's a waste of hard work.
Trouble over there.
I think that art merchant with information on the Antam lives near here. Hello? Are you alright?
Antam said me up in my own gallery. Then the brutes left to get more reinforcements against a single woman. Would you be a dear and clear away all the refuse by the door?
What business do the Antam have with an art gallery?
Done.
I'll unlock the door. Come in, please. My saviors, welcome!
Viago said you had information on the Antam. Are they after you?
They barricaded me in and said I would starve unless I handed over the contents of my gallery. Lately, they've been taking paintings, sculptures, all sorts of treasures. And to think I overheard someone in the market yesterday bragging about dealing with the atrocious brutes. The market master might know more about what those dreadful Antam are up to. I'm in your debt. Please, look around.
I hope Dir Viago can make next week's exhibition. Those Antam would have ruined me, if not for Welcome back, all of you.
You could be forgiven for assuming it was a normal market day. I wonder if they carry Navaran goods.
All right. We should talk to the market master if we want. Hello. This might sound strange, but I was told you might know about Antam stealing paintings.
It's bad for business. And somebody here knows something. Everyone notices the master of the market. But you, stay hidden. Listen near the stalls. You might learn something about our Antam art collectors.
Let's listen carefully around the market. Don't want to scare anyone off.
But I mean, Antam, I didn't think they went in for things like fancy paintings.
I wouldn't know anything about... Well, that would explain the Antam who came by not an hour ago. They took my best sculpts without paying.
Huh. Right here?
Oh, yes. I did hear they've been piling up stolen goods in a camp in the Drowned district.
Simply waltzing off with that man's goods was brazen, even for the Antam.
It cannot be for coin. There are faster ways to fill their coffers.
That merchant said they're stockpiling stolen art at a camp in the Drowned district. Let's start there. We're close to that camp where the Antam took that merchant's stolen sculptures. Okay, let's look around for that stolen art, or any sign of what the Antam are doing with it. Nothing here.
There's nothing of interest here either.
Strange. You'd think a few statues would stand out.
Still nothing. I don't see anything that merchant in the market was talking about. No stolen art. We should go back and talk to him.
So, Rook, you and Lucanus both come from the Crows?
Yes, but I was never as famous as the demon of Virantium.
Rook?
However did you come by that name before you met Spite?
The Tevinter news sheets, but I think Viago started it.
Seen? Just who do you think you're talking to? Soon there will be one less.
That merchant who said the Antom stole his artwork, he's with the Venatori. I'll bet he caught us listening in.
And so he purposefully sent us off on a wild chase.
The note said the Antom are trading the art to Venatori collectors in exchange for rare magical components.
Magic? What are those fools trying to do in Treviso now?
The note doesn't say what the components are for, but the meeting location is a different Antom camp, in the center of the city. Let's head there and figure out what they're working on with the Venatori.
The Antivan make them up.
Okay. We're close to the camp where Antom are trading with the Venatori for magical components.
Just kill them.
All right. Let's find out what the Antom and the Venatori are actually doing here. This note is about Gatlock, that Kunari blasting powder. The Antom are using magical components from the Venatori to make it more explosive. Much more explosive.
Alchemy is fraught with peril at the best of times. Adding in enchanted components.
We must go to Tea de Viaco with this as soon as possible.
Agreed.
People are energized after seeing that dragon run out of Treviso. They sing the crow's praises more loudly in the streets.
Except in front of the Antivan.
Still.
Good news?
The Venatori are helping the Antivan make their Gatlock explosives even more powerful.
What?
It's not ready yet. They're still experimenting.
Then we have some time. The crows will investigate.
We had better. I am sure we'd be among the Antam's first targets.
Davrin, if a person is blighted and doesn't go through whatever wardens go through, how long?
Depends on the person. With the changes to the blight, the answer's even more uncertain.
Right. Well, another thing we can't predict.
Emric, can you explain to Spike why we're not just flying off into pieces?
The roots of this place are ancient. They run past what even a spirit might sense. But the short answer, Spite, is magic.
Thank you. He believes you and not me for some reason.
Impartiality, perhaps?
Jacobus doesn't sing.
It must haunt you, Davrin. Knowing the blight inside you will be your end someday.
Spite could be yours.
Could be. But as a Grey Warden, it will be.
How do you know so much about wardens?
We've done business.
They hired you?
There was a contract.
Were they the mark?
It's complicated. Another time.
That Venatori dropped a note. A Venatori traitor.
Useful to know.
Something's up with the crows in Venatori. Their journal belongs to the crow named Chance. We'll look for them around the diamond. Maybe they know what this is about. Are you Chance Candide? Found your journal. Couldn't help reading something about Venatori.
Ah, you've become embroiled in our local mystery. If you wish to help, let me shed some light. Venatori were spotted lurking in places where the crows conduct confidential business.
What can we do?
It would be a great help if you could search near our dead drops in the flooded district. That's where Venatori were last spotted. Please look for any clues as to what our spies are after.
Where are you from?
I'm surprised people are doing normal business during an occupation. Feels crowded like a city always does.
The Hamantam, as if serving them drinks was a joy. Because we'll talk to
Wine glasses. Like people were toasting a deal.
Not a vintage I've seen on any crow tape.
Viago wouldn't be caught dead with any wine that wasn't twice as expensive as this.
Stay in cover! They're at range!
Another secret note between a crow and a Venatori. That's our third note by these Crow and Venatori spies. Half of these letters are written in a cipher I can't make out. Let's talk to Chance.
The Crows have been setting people free from the Antom's cages.
For now? What happens when they round more up?
For the Crows and a free Treviso. Things strike your fancy.
Had to lie low since the Antam raided my shop. But Viago said you were good people. Yeah, if the Antam insist on making their own crappy blades, they got nobody to blame but themselves.
How can I help you? Happy to help.
Choice cuts.
Try some lamb. Very fresh.
Fish? Fine.
Spy on me, all you will open.
Anything here speak to your aura?
Would you like to see what we have?
Let me know if I can help.
Fish. Uh-huh.
Preparing for battle? Ha! The thrill of the duel.
Is this what you call...
Fine decor for the finest homes.
What was that warden business you were talking about, Lucanus?
Not all of your order meets their end so nobly.
What does that mean?
Some would rather leave before the blight takes them. The crows oblige.
Wait, you're saying they hire you too?
They're both the client and the mark.
What?
They make a choice. We oblige them.
I don't want to know anymore.
How is training?
Fine.
Chance? We found notes from the Crow and Venatori spies, but parts of them are in code.
Ah, thank you. This may yet help trace their movements. Give me a while to break the cipher on these letters.